Hi, welcome to talknora.
Today, we'll learn remember versus remind.
Let's make it easy.
Subscribe for more.
Do you ever forget things, Jack?
Yes, Emma, I forget a lot. My brain is like a sieve.
A sieve? That means things fall out easily. But today, we will learn two magic words.
Magic words? Tell me.
They are remember and remind. No more forgetting.
Wow, I want to learn that.
Great. Let's start. Hello, everyone, and welcome to talknora.
Yes, welcome.
Hello, I'm Emma.
And I'm Jack.
We are here to help you learn English.
Today is about remember and remind.
It is very easy and fun.
Please like this video. Subscribe to our channel, talknora.
And write a comment. Tell us one thing you remember from today.
Thank you. Now let's learn together.
Now, we will learn two very important words. The first word is remember. The second is remind. They are different. Do not worry. I will help you step by step.
Okay, Emma, I am ready. Please go slow.
I will go very slow. First, remember. Remember means you have a piece of information in your head. You do not lose it. For example, I remember my name. My name is Emma.
That is easy. I remember my name too. My name is Jack.
Perfect. Now let us say a sentence together. Repeat after me. I remember my friend's phone number.
I remember my friend's phone number.
Good. Now, present tense. We use remember every day. I remember, you remember, she remembers, he remembers. For example, Jack remembers to drink water.
Yes, I remember to drink water. Water is good.
Very good. Now, past tense. Past means yesterday, last week, or before now. Past tense of remember is remembered. Say it with me. Remembered.
Remembered.
Good. Example, yesterday I remembered to eat breakfast. Yesterday, Jack remembered to close the window.
Yesterday, I remembered to close the window. It was cold outside.
Excellent. Now, future tense. Future means tomorrow, next week, or later. We say will remember. For example, I will remember to call you tomorrow.
I will remember to call you tomorrow.
Another example, we will remember this lesson.
Yes, I will remember this lesson.
Perfect. Now, let me ask you a question, Jack. What is one thing you remember from yesterday?
I remember that I watched a movie yesterday. It was funny.
Great. Now, another question. What will you remember to do tomorrow?
I will remember to brush my teeth in the morning.
Very good. Now, let us practice one more sentence. Repeat. I remember where I put my keys.
I remember where I put my keys.
But if you do not remember, you can say, I do not remember. For example, I do not remember his name.
I do not remember the name of that song.
Perfect. Now we finish remember. Do you understand?
Yes, Emma. Remember is about my own brain. I keep the information inside.
Exactly. Now the second word, remind. Remind is different. Remind means you help another person remember. You say something to them so they do not forget. For example, I remind you to take your umbrella.
So, remind is for two people. One person helps the other.
Yes, you understand very well. I remind you, you remind me. She reminds him. Present tense, I remind my friend every morning.
Can I try? I remind Emma to eat lunch.
Yes, good. Now, past tense of remind is reminded. Yesterday, Jack reminded me to wash my hands before dinner.
Yesterday, Emma reminded me to wash my hands before dinner.
Perfect. Future tense, will remind. I will remind you about the meeting at 3 o'clock.
I will remind you to buy milk after work.
Very good, Jack. Now, what is the difference? Let me explain again. Remember is for yourself. Remind is for helping another person.
Okay, remember equals my brain. Remind equals help someone else.
Yes. Now let me give you some common phrases. First phrase, remember to. We use this when we talk to ourselves or tell someone something they must do. For example, remember to lock the door.
Remember to turn off the TV.
Good. Second phrase, remind me to. We use this when we ask someone for help. For example, remind me to call my mother.
Remind me to bring my wallet.
Perfect. Now let us practice together. I will say a sentence. You tell me if it is remember or remind. Ready?
Ready.
Sentence 1. I need to blank to buy bread. Do I use remember or remind?
I need to remember to buy bread because it's my own brain.
Correct. Sentence 2. Can you blank me to buy bread?
Can you remind me to buy bread because I'm asking for help?
Yes, you are doing great. Sentence 3. Yesterday, I blank my friend's birthday.
Yesterday, I remembered my friend's birthday.
Good. Sentence 4. My friend blank me about the party.
My friend reminded me about the party because my friend helped me.
Perfect, Jack. Now, let us build a longer sentence together. I will start. I remember that I have a doctor's appointment.
Okay, can you remind me?
Yes, I will remind you. Now you try. Start with I remember.
I remember that I need to wash my car.
Good. Now say, can you remind me to buy soap for the car?
Can you remind me to buy soap for the car?
Excellent. Now, last practice. Repeat these 3 sentences after me. I remember to drink coffee every morning.
I remember to drink coffee every morning.
Yesterday, I remembered to feed my cat.
Yesterday, I remembered to feed my cat.
Please remind me to take my medicine.
Please remind me to take my medicine.
Jack, you did very well today. Do you have any questions?
One question. Can I remind myself?
That is a good question. Usually we don't say remind myself. We say remember for yourself. For example, I remember to take my keys. But sometimes people say I remind myself. That means you use a note or an alarm to help you. For example, I put a note on the door to remind myself. But for you, Jack, just use remember for yourself and remind for other people. Easy, right?
Yes, easy. Remember for me, remind for you and other people.
Perfect. Now let us go to our conversations. Now we will see 3 longer conversations. We will use remember and remind in real life. First scene is at home. Second scene is at a grocery store. Third scene is at a cafe. Watch and listen carefully. You will see how Jack and I use these words again and again. Scene 1. At home.
Emma, I have a question. Do you remember where I put my new blue shirt? I looked everywhere.
Yes, I remember. It is in the closet, on the top shelf.
Thank you. I forgot. My brain is very busy today.
It is okay. That is why we have remind. I can remind you.
Good. Can you also remind me to wash that shirt tomorrow?
Yes, I will remind you tomorrow morning. I will say, Jack, wash your blue shirt.
You were very helpful. Now, do you remember what time we need to leave for the party?
I remember. We need to leave at 7 o'clock.
Okay. Can you remind me 1 hour before?
Of course, I will remind you at 6 o'clock. I will say, Jack, get ready. We leave in 1 hour.
Perfect. Now let me try to use the words. I remember that I have a doctor's appointment on Friday.
Good. That is correct.
And please remind me to take my insurance card.
I will remind you. I will write a note for you.
You know, sometimes I try to remind myself, but I forget.
That is funny, but remember, for yourself, we usually say, I remember or I will remember, not remind myself.
Oh yes, I remember now. I will remember to take my insurance card.
Perfect, Jack. Now, one more thing. Do you remember to turn off the lights when we leave?
I do not always remember. Can you remind me?
Yes, I will remind you at the door. I will point to the light switch.
Good. And I will try to remember by myself, too.
That is the best way. First, try to remember. Then ask for a reminder.
I understand now. Thank you, Emma.
Scene 2. At the grocery store.
Okay, Emma, we are at the store. Do you remember what we need to buy?
Yes, I remember. We need apples, bread, milk, and eggs.
That is 4 things. I will try to remember them. Apples, bread, milk, eggs.
Good, but if you forget, I will remind you.
Please remind me about the bread. I always forget bread.
Okay, we are walking now. Here is the bread section. Jack, reminder, bread.
Oh yes, thank you for reminding me. I will take 1 loaf.
Now, do you remember where the milk is?
I think it is next to the cheese, is that right?
Yes, you remember correctly. Good job.
Okay, milk is in my basket. Now, remind me again, what else do we need?
We need apples and eggs. Do you remember the apples?
I remember apples. They are in the fruit section. Let me try. I remember that we need apples.
Perfect. Now I have a question for you. What will you remember to buy next time we come here?
Next time, I will remember to buy more bread. We eat a lot of bread.
Good. And I will remind you to check the eggs before we buy them.
Why do I need to check the eggs?
Because sometimes eggs are broken. I will remind you to open the box and look.
That is very smart. Please remind me now.
Okay, Jack, reminder, check the eggs.
I am checking. All eggs are good. No broken ones.
Excellent. Now, do you remember where we put our shopping list?
Oh no, I do not remember. Do you have it?
I remember. It is in my pocket. Here it is.
Good. You remembered, and I forgot, so you can remind me next time to keep the list.
Yes. Next time, I will remind you to put the list in your pocket.
Or I will try to remember by myself.
Both are good. Let us pay now. Scene 3. At a cafe.
I love this cafe. Do you remember our first time here, Emma?
Yes, I remember very well. It was a rainy day. We drank hot chocolate.
You have a good memory. I remember that too. It was very sweet.
Now, let me order. Do you remember what you want to drink?
I think I want coffee, but please remind me, do I like black coffee or with milk?
I remember. You like coffee with milk and 1 sugar.
Thank you for reminding me. Yes, with milk.
And I will have tea. Now, Jack, tomorrow is my mother's birthday. Do you remember?
Oh, I almost forgot. Yes, I remember now. It is May 18th.
Correct. Can you remind me to buy a cake after work?
Of course. I will set a reminder on my phone. I will remind you at 5 o'clock.
Thank you. And please remind me to buy a birthday card, too.
I will remind you for both things, cake and card.
You are very kind. Now, do you remember what gift I bought for her?
You told me yesterday. Let me think. I remember it was a scarf, a blue scarf.
Yes, you remembered correctly. Good memory, Jack.
Sometimes I remember things, but sometimes I need you to remind me.
That is normal for everyone. Nobody remembers everything.
True. Now, can you remind me to call my own mother tonight?
Yes, I will remind you when we get home. I will say, Jack, call your mother.
And I will try to remember to say I love you to her.
That is beautiful. I will remember that you said that.
Now, our drinks are here. Do you remember who pays today?
I remember. Last time you paid, so today I will pay.
Yes, I was just reminding you, not because I do not want to pay.
I know. Thank you for the reminder. Let us enjoy our drinks.
Cheers, Emma. I will remember this nice conversation.
Me too. And I will remind you again about the cake later.
Perfect. You are the best reminder.
Now it is time to remember what we learned today.
Yes, let us recap. That means say the important things again.
We learned 2 very useful words. The first word is remember.
Remember, that is when you keep information in your own brain. I remember my password. I remember my friend's name.
Perfect. And the second word is remind.
Remind. That is when you help someone else remember. Emma reminds me to broom my keys. I remind Emma to drink water.
Exactly. So only 2 key words today, remember and remind.
That is easy. 2 words, I can remember that.
Good. Now let me give you one final example. Say, I remember to eat breakfast.
I remember to eat breakfast.
Now say, please remind me to eat breakfast.
Please remind me to eat breakfast.
Do you see the difference? In the first sentence, you do it alone. In the second sentence, you ask for help.
Yes, I see. Remember equals alone. Remind equals with help.
Very good. Now we have a simple question for you, our wonderful viewer.
Oh, I love questions. What is the question?
The question is, what is one thing you remember from today's lesson?
That is a good question. I remember that remind needs 2 people.
Yes, and you, dear viewer, can write your answer in the comments. For example, you can write, I remember that remember is for myself, or I remember the cafe scene.
Please write something. We love reading your comments.
Also, if you have a friend who forgets things, you can remind them to watch this video.
Yes, share this video with a friend. Say, I remind you to watch talknora.
That is a perfect sentence. Now, before we say goodbye, please do 3 things.
Tell us the 3 things, Emma.
Number 1, like this video. Click the thumbs up button.
Number 2, subscribe to our channel, talknora. Click the red button.
And number 3, hit the bell icon. That way, YouTube will remind you when we make a new video.
Oh, that is a real reminder from YouTube. Very smart.
Yes, technology can remind us too, but learning with us is more fun.
I agree. Now, Emma, do you remember what we say at the end of every video?
I remember very well. We say thank you to our viewers.
Yes, and we say goodbye in a friendly way.
So thank you so much for watching and learning with us today.
You are amazing. Keep practicing remember and remind every day.
Try to use one sentence with remember today and one sentence with remind.
For example, I remember to smile, and please remind me to be happy.
That is beautiful, Jack. Goodbye, everyone. See you next time on Talk Nora. Take care. Remember to practice.
And remind your friends to learn English. Bye-bye.